edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life.
What is going on, good people?
Hey.
You have made it to the Edge Life. You know exactly what it is. We are here to inspire you and make sure you are on your P's and Q's. Why? Because it's all about living, loving, and leading well in life, family, and business. And that right there, that's why we're all here.
That's right. You said you know what it is. You said you know where it is. You know where it is, too. We're on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are heard.
That's it.
That's it. Go like, subscribe, share.
You already know. And I will just say this to you. If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube page, please make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube page because, you know, all of our videos, all of our vlogs, all of our podcasts, they live there. There is some great content there, and we've been participating in Vlogmas.
Yes, that's right. And speaking of participating in Vlogmas and great content, tonight we are going to do part 2 of how to find the real you, your true self, and the thing that always eludes us, fulfillment. So finding your true self, your real self, and fulfillment.
Let me ask you this, Carrie, you know, before we jump into this, you know, why do you think, like, finding the real you and finding true fulfillment, why is that so elusive for people?
You know, it always seems to be whenever we counsel with people, they don't have a vision, they don't have a plan. They're just like, living life.
Right.
And I think we think somehow it's one of those things that's just going to come to us.
Right.
Now, our true self does come natural. Like there are certain things that just feel right when you get in that sweet spot, so to speak.
Right.
But it does require planning, preparation, and all of that stuff. And I think people just really don't want to put the effort in.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, you know, it's weird because, you know, I meet so many people, and that's literally the one thing that they say. They're like, you know what, I just want fulfillment. Now, honestly, they don't say it that way. What I hear a lot of times is people say something like, you know what, I just want to be happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like all I want. I want to be happy. I don't need to make $50 gazillion. I don't need all that. I just want to be happy. And honestly, people are going through the motions in life. Yeah. You know, that they're just literally like a zombie. I mean, it's almost like it's Groundhog Day that people are living, right?
Go to bed.
Wake up. Go to bed.
Wake up.
You know, and then they turn around. It's the weekend, and then they blink, and guess what? It's Monday again.
Yeah, and when you ask them, like, you know, I just want to be happy. Well, what'll make you happy? And they're like,
I don't know. I don't know.
And that's the bad part. Like, a lot of times they just don't seem to really know. They haven't really put some effort or some thought to it about what feels right.
Yeah.
Most people know what they don't want to do, but they don't necessarily know what it is that they really want to, like, just hammer down into, drill down into, and do in their life. And, you know, we spend so much time making other people money.
Yeah. Say that again for the people in the back.
They use up our gifts, steal our gifts sometimes even. Why not use those for you? Why not spend a little bit of time? So we gave you 3 tips last week. We're going to give you 3 more to add, so a total of 6. To help you really, truly to find yourself and find that freedom so you can stop spinning your wheels and stop being stuck in the place of I don't know.
Right.
And it does take work for yourself. But if you don't know, you ask somebody.
Well,
if you don't know,
if you don't
somebody.
know, you better ask somebody.
That's right.
You better ask somebody, baby. You know. Here's the thing. Again, last week we gave 3 tips out, and it got really, really good to us. And you know, let's drop those 3 tips for them again. So even if you didn't watch last week's episode of The Edge Life, you can go back and check it out on YouTube, or you can check it out on any of the podcasting platforms. Shameless plug.
Yes, absolutely.
But with that being said, let's just get everybody caught up. So last week when we did part 1 of this, what were the 3 things that we talked about on last week, and can you just give the people just a brief summary of what we were talking about?
Yeah, the first thing we talked about was courting yourself.
Yeah.
And I remember we were writing them down, and I wrote down court yourself, and you go, you mean like date yourself? Like, yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That's real.
Yes, that's for real, for real. You know, you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
You know, you have to make yourself a priority. You have to know what you love and do what you love, right? The second thing is discovering your who, not your what.
Right.
You know, so many people are searching for the elusive what, but
right.
find your who. Not what you want to be, but who you really are.
Who you really are.
Who you really are.
That's
because
good.
So many times we've been told so many things about our who in life. And there's been so many expectations that's laid upon us. That's a lot of times the other reason why people don't know what they're truly passionate about or what they're really called to do or what their purpose is in life is because so many things have just kind of been spoken over them.
Right.
That they really don't know. And so
right.
you've got to, like I said before, drill down or peel the layers of the onion away to really find out who.
Yeah.
Who. It's
That's
not
good.
a matter of what, it's a matter of who.
That's
who were
good.
you created to be? And then the last thing is to identify your strengths. And know where your weaknesses are.
Right.
We like to call them opportunities
right.
because even a weakness can be an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to bring someone else on your team. And what Edge and Associates tells people to do is focus in on the strengths.
Right.
Don't divide yourself. Don't divide your attention. Don't divide your focus, your energy on trying to improve, you know, your weaknesses.
Right.
Per se, but focus in on your strengths and find creative ways. Get creative of how you can fill those opportunities. You know, like we said last week, hire somebody.
Yeah, for real.
You know, hire somebody. So those are the three from last week. Court yourself, discover your who, and focus in or identify your strengths.
And before we move on, I do want to just jump in just a little bit and talk just about this courting yourself thing. You know, last week we talked about the airline industry, and one of the things that they always make you do when you fly on an airplane is to put on your oxygen mask, and the flight attendants will tell you, you know, before you help anybody else, you want to make sure that your mask is safe and secure, then you can go help somebody else. And it's really the same thing when you're really trying to find the real you, and when you're trying to find true fulfillment. You got to court yourself and really just understand you. You know, sometimes you have to take time for you. We're so busy so often taking time for everybody else, we forget about us. We forget about being able to just take a moment, you know, go for a walk, go work out, go do something for you. Because what I've realized is if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else.
That's absolutely so important. And part of that, I think, is really investing in yourself.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe there's courses that you want to take. You know, Edge and Associates has a number of courses to help you find out more about who you are.
Right.
And self-awareness and to stay motivated, all those sorts of things. You know, maybe you want to get your degree.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know, there's other things out there that you want to accomplish, certificates, etc. Maybe it's not a classroom thing. Like maybe you said, like maybe it's a workout.
Yep.
But, you know, there's also a level of self-care. Having pastored since 2004, you know, one of the things, especially in, you know, in the Christians, you know, world, in the kingdom, in the church world, you see a lot of pastors who really just burn out.
Yeah.
And the reason they're burning out is because they're giving out all of themselves. And so they're only doing enough to really, like, not even fill themselves up. And it's so important. You can't give something that you don't have.
That's right.
And
That's
so you have to make sure you're filled up. And it's appropriate and important to set boundaries when we court.
That is so good.
That's where we set the stage for our boundaries in our latter relationship. So as you're courting yourself, set the appropriate boundaries. So as you grow, you still have those boundaries. You're still taking your time for yourself. People know that, you know, your family knows that first 10 minutes in the morning, I'm going to spend time in meditation. That's
right.
on me.
That's
At
right.
the end of the night, I'm going to be the first one to go to bed. You know, I need, and you respect that, you know, and you set those boundaries. And I think that's important so that the more mature you can come to pass. Because I promise you, if you don't court yourself properly, you're not going to be able to get married to your purpose.
Come on. Ooh, that's fire right there.
Tweet it.
That's fire right there.
That even hit me. That was that was the Lord.
That was a good one right there. That was a good one. And I will just say this: one thing that we did last week, we gave away a free tool, a free assessment. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that inside of the comments, so that you can also have that thing. I think it will definitely be a blessing unto you.
Yes.
And
we want to bless you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you'll be able to do with this assessment is you'll really be able to take a look and start asking yourself, okay, what are my strengths? What are those areas that I'm really strong in? And then, as Carrie was saying, what are those opportunities? And once you can actually get it on paper, then you can begin working, right? Then you can begin working. So I put the assessment there. The link is there. If you are listening to us on our podcast and you want the link, you can definitely DM us, and we will also put it on all social media platforms.
Yes. All social media platforms.
You like that?
I like it.
You like that? You like that?
We're everywhere. We're everywhere you are.
That's right.
No, that's Visa.
Well,
everywhere you want.
That can be us too, right?
That can be us. No,
the Edge Live, everywhere where you are. No.
No, they might send us a letter like the Dallas Cowboys sent to Coastal Carolina.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they were all year long.
Oh my gosh.
They're America's team, the Mullets.
Yeah.
And then, my goodness, the games. Yeah, the Falcons today. Man. So yeah, they couldn't be America's team because they told them to cease.
They told them to cease and desist.
And desist. So Visa, we're everywhere you want to be. That's where the edges are.
Come on, somebody.
Send that cease and desist. I dare you. I double dog dare you. No, really.
So let's jump into the 3 additional things and tips that we have for them on today, because I'm loving these 3 on today. And the first one that we have for you is to be able to go out and pursue your passion.
Run hard, y'all.
And I had to be very intentional in how I said it. You got to pursue your passion, not mama's passion, not daddy's passion, not what they said about
your
family
legacy.
You have to pursue your passion. But here's the thing: you can't pursue your passion if you don't know who you are, if you haven't courted yourself, if you haven't discovered the who, if you haven't identified your strengths. There is no way you can go out and truly pursue your passion. And the thing that I've realized is, if you're not pursuing your passion, what happens is it produces unfulfillment. It produces frustration. These are the things that happen. Dissatisfaction, right? So when you're pursuing everybody else's passion, dissatisfaction sets in, dis-ease sets in, and all you do is get mad, right? These are the days that you wake up and you are so mad you don't want to go to that job. You don't want to go to that place. You don't want to deal with that person. People. Why? Because you're not passionate about it. And if you're not passionate about it, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
You can do some things in your strength, but I'm telling you, every now and again, if you only putting $2 in, you gonna run out of gas somewhere. And if you're not near another gas station, it's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, passion is just enthusiasm. It's a driven desire.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that makes work not seem like work. When you hit it, that's what they're talking about when they talk about the sweet spot. When you hit it, hours can pass by and you can forget about it. I know you've been in your sweet spot. And I tell people that I work with every day, because this is literally what I do. I help people find purpose.
That's good.
I help them end economic and social isolation and find a gratifying life of purpose. And so I always ask, what would you do every single day of your life for the rest of your life, even if you didn't get paid for it?
Right.
And then let's work back from there. So usually what we do is we start at the place, where can I get the most money to have the life that I want to have?
Right.
So we start in the reverse. We start with the reward. So, and
woo, that's good.
So we start with this like place of reward, like the things that we want to get, not what we have to give. But fulfillment doesn't come from what we get; it comes from what we give.
What we give, yes.
And that's when the passion just starts.
Yeah,
from the place of our giving. Jerry Giles says, you will recognize your own path or your passion when you come upon it, because you will suddenly have all the energy and the imagination that you need.
Yeah.
You'll have everything you need to accomplish that which you set out for. Everything is already there.
That's good.
So some people are in this, like we were talking about earlier, they're in this place of searching,
Yeah.
just searching. It's already there. It's like ragu. It's in there.
It's in there.
It's in there. It's in there. You know, like whatever.
So let me ask you this: like thinking about this, you know, you've had a rich career.
Eclectic?
Yeah, very eclectic career.
Let me drink to that.
You know, how did you know that you were in your place of passion? You know what I mean? Like, because you've had several different jobs. You know, you've had several different careers, but how did you specifically know that you were in that place of passion?
So I found passion in more places than one, and more careers than one. So the primary thing that I have done has been nonprofit work.
Right.
And then also ministry. So ministry has been consistently the longest work that I have done throughout my adult career. But I was in law enforcement. Many of
y'all probably don't even know that.
Yeah, I worked for Boys and Girls Clubs. I did training with them. I was the chief professional officer for a local club. I did marketing, developing, fundraising. Now I work for Elevation House, which is a Clubhouse International modeled program that works with adults with serious mental illness. And you can look at those things. And I'm a personal trainer. I'm also a personal trainer. So you look at all those things and you think, oh, goodness, they don't really relate in any kind of way.
Right.
But they so do at the core and essence of what they are.
Yeah.
And that's helping people. That's serving. So no matter what I did, as long as I found my passion
in serving,
that's where my passion was. As long as I found that in the place that I was in, I really thrived. And it changed and it evolved. Like, for example, when I was at the sheriff's office, I moved from, working in the jail. And then I got promoted to work in the division of professional development. And so I went to helping people pursue their career.
Right.
And so I was helping people, here on this end and just doing, traditional law enforcement roles, then helping other people do traditional law enforcement roles.
Right.
So no matter what role I transitioned into, as long as I could find that place of service, that's my sweet spot, is serving.
That's good. That's good.
And living, I believe wholeheartedly in a servant leadership style of living, and leadership.
Right.
And so that's how I always have been able to find my passion in life.
And that's good. Now I love how you broke it down. 20-second timeout. The dog just busted in the door.
The dog, y'all.
By the way, y'all.
So while you get the dog, maybe. The dog has this thing when the camera comes on. So, welcome to live YouTube and podcasting. So the dog wants to get involved in what we got going on here.
Right.
Lola has a thing for the camera.
She does.
If you hear some background noise, we're just going to let her be. She can be involved if she wants to. You'll probably only hear clapping of
she'll be okay.
She'll be tiny little paws.
She'll be okay.
It's not reindeer. I promise we are already past that.
And Kai's going to close the door back.
Thank you, son. Close the door, please.
Live. This is real.
This is real, y'all.
This is the edge.
The edge life is real. It's always real. It's always unexpected. But I love my beautiful edge life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so going back to that, like my passion is serving others, just giving myself. And early on in my life, I didn't do a very good job of courting myself and setting appropriate boundaries, and so I would find myself burnt out very easy. And that would be that's the enemy of passion. Yeah. Is burnout.
Yeah. Yeah. You said something very interesting. You spoke about how you had this eclectic career, right?
Yeah.
And in having an eclectic career, I mean, all of those career paths are totally different, right?
One I wore pumps and a suit, and the other one I carried a gun.
Right. So
I could raise more money that way.
Well, you probably could, right? but thinking about that, you said you really had to boil things down to find what is it that I'm passionate about. And I love what you said. You said no matter where you were, you were able to hone in on the thing that you were passionate about. And when you were able to hone in on what it was almost like you had this oasis, this gas station, if you will, and you could continue to stay full because you had locked in on the thing that you knew you were passionate about.
Yeah, because there's a level of self-awareness, and that's so important. because that's where your fulfillment comes from. See, I wasn't the thermometer in any situation because I was self-aware. I was the thermostat. So I controlled the climate and the environment that I was in because I was aware of myself. So it doesn't matter. It didn't matter then, and it doesn't matter now what role you put me in. I will find my sweet spot, and I will turn up the passion in that area and find the way to serve.
That's good.
So I create my own path because I'm self-aware.
That's good. You know, it's funny that you think about that because I know even though my career has not been as eclectic as yours,
okay.
You know,
I don't recommend it.
I've also found though that no matter where I went, I always leaned to my superpower, if you will.
Yes.
And that's always been with the people.
Yep.
Right. I always love to be the people's champion and champion for the people. Like I always love doing that. So no matter where I would go, you know, corporately, no matter where I would go, you know, to different accounts and things like that, I would always find the people. And when I found the people, watch this, it gave me energy.
Yes.
And it gave me energy to continue on. So even like there were times where, you know, I didn't want to do X, Y, or Z. And then there was frustration that sat in. I realized if I could get to the people,
right,
they would energize me and give me strength to keep on going.
And I've so seen that. I can see that with you. Because of your personality, when you were forced into situations in a corporate realm where you had to do behind the desk kind of things, you know, and crunch numbers and use Excel spreadsheets, that's not necessarily your sweet spot.
I ain't like that at all.
You're quite capable, but what you had to do is find a balance, because in everything we do, in every role, there are going to be things that you don't enjoy doing, right? And so you didn't focus on that when you felt like, see, those things that we don't feel passionate about, you know, it's kind of like when you play a game, like, I don't know what game, say Mario Brothers, I'm telling my age because it's the only one I know, y'all, and you have the little power bar, you know, and every time you get hit, you got hit with a spreadsheet, you got hit with desk stuff you got to do, whatever it is you don't like, it makes your life power go down. So you got to go out and find like the super power mushroom, hit the block, you know, and get around people. And then that re-energizes you to be able to go back. So find that thing you're passionate about. So schedule your day even. So you can stay in that place of fulfillment and the role that you are serving in.
And I know, you know, especially when I think about how I'm wired, right, and how I'm put together. One of the things that when we've done our MBTI, and we're certified MBTI practitioners, and one of the things I realized was that I'm an extrovert. And a lot of times people think about extrovert and they think that means that you're this, you know, out person and you want to, and it doesn't necessarily mean that. It speaks about how you gain energy, right? So because I'm an extrovert, I had to realize, how do I gain energy? And I gain energy from people. The more people I'm around, the more I talk, the more energy I get. It's like, I mean, like I will go. You know what I mean?
Don't give him coffee too.
But I've also realized when you put me in those situations, you know, where I'm by myself or I'm just, you know, doing Excel spreadsheets all day, I've realized that I don't gain energy that way, and it saps my energy. So when we're talking about passion, I had to consciously become aware of what those things are. Like, what are those things that help fuel my passion versus what are those things that take away passion?
Absolutely. And that's the true pursuit of the passion. Constantly saying, like you said, you have a filling station, so to speak. Because, you're self-aware and you know what fills you up. The other thing that's important, it's just as number 4, is just appraising your relationships. Like, you know, some of us have relationships that, let's just face it, they're toxic. You know, you got to cut some folks off. You know, you got to let some people go. Don't allow people to misuse you, abuse you. Don't allow people to lie to you. All of those things, all they do is they zap your energy. And so, you know, if you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to be effective on the job, if you're trying to be the best parent that you can be, if your relationships are out of whack, then your other relationships are going to be out of whack.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter if it's one relationship that's out of whack or 20 that are out of whack. Regardless, there's something that's going to be off kilter. And so you got to take a step back and look at the people in your life. Because Colin Powell had a quote, and he said basically a man's face is reflected in a mirror, but his character is reflected in the people around him.
That's good.
Who he chooses. Here's the big thing. That's the word. Chooses to be his friends.
Yeah.
Who he chooses to spend time with. And so I think that goes also back to your who and also the courting, because those are the influencers, right? That are in those other times that you're spending time, you're investing. Time is a commodity that you cannot ever gain back.
Can't get it back.
So it's invested or it's wasted. And so if you're investing it in deadbeat relationships, worthless relationships, you're losing a lot of time, and that's why you're not finding the fulfillment, and you're lacking happiness in your life. I mean, I can think back of some of the times that I was probably the most at my lowest points, and I can look to some relationships, and it may even be the relationship with yourself.
That's good.
That's lacking. So don't forget about that one.
Right.
So appraise those relationships.
Goes back to courting yourself.
It all goes back to yourself and your self-awareness and taking care of yourself.
It's interesting that we're talking about appraising your relationships. I've realized that, and I've heard it said before, that you are the sum total of the company that you keep, right? So it's important the circle that you're around, right? Your circle will take you places or keep you stuck in places, right? One of my favorite books is called Eagles and Turkeys, and it talks about, you can't be an eagle and hang around with turkeys. There's not necessarily anything wrong with turkeys. Turkeys do turkey things, but if you're an eagle,
they taste real good.
They do taste good. You gotta hang around eagles. Here's the funny thing.
So good.
As of late, I'm finding myself on Clubhouse a lot, and I'm really liking Clubhouse. If you don't have Clubhouse, you need to make sure you get a Clubhouse app. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that, but Clubhouse has been really good. But I've heard some people say things like, "Oh man, Clubhouse, it's no good, it's garbage," and I'm like, who are y'all hanging around? Because I know every time I go into Clubhouse, I'm in a room with new YouTubers, entrepreneurs, podcasters, and I'm talking to people, and I'm pouring out. When I have the opportunity to go on stage or what have you, I'm pouring out to people who may not be in the same place that I'm in. But at the end of the day, I'm building new, positive, solid relationships, and what I've noticed is that because of those relationships, man, they can carry you somewhere, or they can, like I said, keep you hostage in people. So we have to be in the constant place, as you said, to where we're taking appraisal, and we're looking and we're saying, is this relationship really prospering me? Is this relationship going to help me? It's kind of like any relationship. It has to be built on a two-way street.
Right.
You can't build a relationship going one way, right? You can't do that. So you have to make certain, and we have to make certain, that we're building relationships like we're building bridges, and that happens from both sides. You not only give some,
right,
but you also have to be able to pour some out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back again to that key word, choose.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And the appraisal is where it starts, that stepping back. Like when you have your house appraised, they look in every part.
Man, look, they look in places.
The things you can see and the things you didn't even know existed.
I didn't even know.
They crawling in the crawl space where the creepy crawlies are and all those sorts of things. You got to go in those dark places. You got to open up the closets. You got to crawl in the attic. You got to go where the leak is, the da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
See, we don't want to do that.
Right.
We're okay with the things that we show everybody else, like all the surface relationships. I saw this post on a friend page, and it said, all these people out there in these matching PJs for Christmas in their pictures. Meanwhile, you've been fighting and cheating on each other all year long. But now you want to dress alike, and act
That's
like
funny.
it's all good on the outside.
Yeah.
Now is the time. Like, we say every year, 2020 is the year, 2021. Look, now is the time.
Now.
It's not about a year. Start looking at your relationships and get a good appraisal of all of them and decide. Just make a decision.
Yeah.
I know we don't want to hurt people's feelings, but everybody can't go where God has called you.
Woo. You better say
not
that
everybody,
one again.
everybody can't go where
Everybody
God has
can't
called
go.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's supposed to be. You know, some people in your life are seasonal.
Yes.
Right?
And we need to be okay with that.
And we have to be okay with that. Stop stringing that along. Like, you know, that person from 1994 who's still at the club, you know, and you over here trying to like grind it out and make it happen. Like, you don't have anything really of value to give to each other anymore. It's okay.
Let lot go.
Let it go.
Let lot go.
Stop turning around and looking back at the old stuff, you know. So really take a good step back and appraise all of your relationships and figure out where they are in your circle of influence.
That's good.
Jesus didn't let everybody in to the inner circle. He couldn't. He had 12 and that seemed small, but it got even smaller when things got tough.
That's right. That's right.
Right? And for some of us in 2020, things got really tough. Where your circle?
Come on.
Who were those that stuck by you? Who was cheering for you? Who was secretly over there player hating? You know, hating on you, just waiting to see you crumble and
That's
fall.
right. That's right.
So appraise those relationships so that you're not stuck in a place of unfulfillment because of other people. You're letting them choose your destiny.
That's good.
And you don't give anybody that level of power over your life. Period.
Wow.
Period. Pooh. Pookie.
And the last one that we want to talk about today as I transition with her Pookie is literally ask for feedback.
Yes.
Here's the thing. When you look in the mirror, you look good to you. I'm just being honest. But there may be something that you can't see because you see yourself every single day. You know, I know, like, even before we got on live tonight, I was sitting there and I thought I was okay. My wife, she was like wiping stuff off my face and she says, "You always got stuff on your face." and I'm like, wow, you know, I didn't see it. You know, I didn't know. But that's the kind of feedback that we're looking for. We need true and honest feedback so we can really better ourselves and be better with the things that we're trying to do.
And you know, it's so funny because I think for some people, I know for me personally, let me speak for me. This is something that's hard for me. It's easier for you. Phillip is constantly, and I've really learned this from him. You know, I really value lifelong learning, and my husband really is that. He epitomizes that. So whatever it is in life that he wants to learn or accomplish, he tries to find that guy or that gal. I know a guy. You know, he will find them. He will find them on YouTube. He will give them a call. He's not afraid to do that. He will show up and miraculously somehow meet face to face with them. God is always doing that. But for me, it's a little bit harder. I've never really been able. I had a season where I was really searching for a mentor and never really like connected. And then I had, then I lost my position. And in that, I think, you know, since then I haven't really like reached out, you know. You've got to have that mentor. You've got to have that godly counsel. You've got to have that trusted person for it. It doesn't have to be for every aspect of your life. I mean, if you're fortunate, maybe you have that one, that go-to, your ace.
Yeah.
But, you know, someone for business, you know, somebody for family relationships, et cetera, that you feel that you can go to. And talking about Clubhouse again. So, you know, in Clubhouse, there are different groups on there that will look at your YouTube page and other things like that. And they will evaluate you and, you know, give you some suggestions and things like that. And you can always tell the people who are living in a place of a little bit too much pride. Because when they put themselves out there for the feedback, but they don't really want it.
They don't want the feedback.
What they really want is praise. So, but if you live by the praises of men, you will die by their disapproval.
Come on.
Or their silence.
Yeah.
And so you can't live for those praises, right? You got to seek out like true feedback, like listen. I hear so many people not listening. And you know what takes place of the listening?
What's that?
Is excuses. And excuses are monuments of nothing.
That's right.
And they they don't produce any kind of results. And so if you don't just like pump your brakes and listen, you are not going to gain anything of value.
Right. And it's funny because I've heard it said that feedback is really a gift. Like,
It is.
like if someone is willing to give you feedback, you have no idea of the gift that they're really giving to you. That gift can actually change your life. So we have to be in a place where we're open to the feedback, because when we're open to the feedback, like I said, your life can be changed.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is I really feel it is a gift, and sometimes it is hard. I don't know if you've ever been in a place where you have been asked to give feedback. It
Right.
can be difficult at
Yep.
times for you to do that. So it is a gift that you give to other people, and when you're able to receive that, you can also receive, if you receive it and honor that person for
Mhm.
giving it to you, you can receive the same anointing or gift that they have, that they are now releasing to you to
That's
be
good.
able to utilize in your business, your ministry, your family, your relationships. So listen and receive that feedback. And from these 6 things, you will find and discover your true self. And
Yep.
it's only when we discover our true selves that we can stop spinning the wheels of
Come on.
life
Yep.
and being in the darkness and truly find the fulfilling purpose that we are intended to have.
So recap all 6 for them real quick.
So we got to court ourselves. We
Mhm.
got to discover our who.
Mm-hmm.
We have to identify our strengths and know where our weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm.
We have to pursue our passion, go hard after that thing
Yes.
that gets us in our sweet spot. 5, we have to appraise our relationships. And then last but not least, we have to seek counsel and truly seek it and receive it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. High five.
High five.
I'm telling you, when you do those things, you can get to that real you. So listen, as we said earlier, inside of the comment section, we do have a free gift. Actually, we have 2 free gifts unto you. We are giving you a free self-awareness assessment so you can begin to do these 6 things to help you out. We've also put inside there a free and this is good.
Free 99.
Yeah, free 99. We actually have some music for you so that to help you to stay motivated, focused, and engaged. It also has a workbook there. I think it's like 50 or so pages, so you can answer some questions. But again, it will work with you as you are trying to find the real you and keep you focused and motivated.
You didn't know this was P. Diddy over here.
Oh,
I thought I told you that. We don't
didn't
stop.
know? Y'all better download it, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be going away soon. So
it's catchy too.
Y'all better download it now. You better download it now. So hey, we done. We done. That's all we got for you today here on the Edge Life. Thank you so much for tuning into episode number 47. Can you believe that?
47.
47. We've done
47
this 47 times.
opportunities for you to love, live, and lead well. Stay healthy, my friends.
Hey, that's it, man. We out.
We out.
The Edge Life.
Peace.
Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh.